Does that look about right? I guess. Probably off. Maybe I should put it like over there. I don't know. Maybe I should just like leave it right there and it kind of lines up. But then over here is blank to the left of the screen, right? Sorry to be setting this up right now. What you see, the drawings to your left-hand side, those are mine. I drew most of them back between December and May, June of 2015. December 2014 to about May, June of 2015, and I still draw to this day. So my website right now, for some reason, took down all of my pictures, and they also took down the first rough draft of my autobiography. So I wanted to talk about some experiences today, but I thought while I did that, I could give you guys a slideshow. And on my website, HallieBaglio.com, I have descriptions under each drawing explaining them. I don't have that here, though. So I keep giving myself a deadline, and I'm not making it, so I'm not going to give myself a deadline. Currently, what I'm working on is updating my copyrights for the edited, uncensored, raw version. That way I can translate it into other languages better, and then I can go into a recording studio and record my autobiography in my own voice, but I'm not going to have like any music or stuff behind it. People can add that stuff on their own when they listen to it. But I wanted to share my drawings with you, and I wanted to talk about a couple hard things, and these topics are tough. And while I squirm around in my seat to discuss them, I really didn't want to be on camera because I feel self-conscious. So I'm going to be very blunt and honest about the whole situation and stuff that I had experienced 2 times in my life. Oh, I can't make it. Hang on a second. Please forgive me. So, behind the scenes, what I will say about my personal life is that I'm being trolled. So, to talk about these sensitive topics is difficult during those times of being trolled because those trolls are trying to hit you when they think you're at your weakest and knock out your knees. The other thing I've noticed is that my views have gone down, incredibly down. Keeper, now is not the time, sweetie pie. Go lay down. You have 3 bones to pick from. I kid you guys not. Every time I get on this computer, then she wants attention. Before, I couldn't even get her out. I couldn't pry her up with a crowbar to get her out to take her to the park this morning and walk and hike. Keeper and I are incurring good habits lately. Very good habits. And I want to share some things. So back in December 2014, that was pretty much a pivotal month for me. That's when all the truth shock about the world around me hit. That's when Abba, Heavenly Abba Yudhe Vavhe, started to communicate with me. And I realized I had a calling on my life. And, so that was definitely a shock because when our Creator speaks to you, every light switch in your head goes off all at once, and it is definitely, I've heard other people state, it's a huge download. It's a huge download. It takes time to process, especially to go from speaking to your Creator and having an intimate, personal, active relationship with him, and being in prayer with him, and walking with him every day, and including him in everything that you do during your days and evenings. Yeah, it was definitely a big download. And then the realization that I come from the DOMS. I've been exposed to MKUltra projects and super soldier programs, all stemming from Operation Project Paperclip at the end of World War II, which saved thousands of Nazi elites and scientists and whatnot. And one of those people was Joseph Mengele, and he was one of my programmers that pretty much I'm only comfortable to name him, not anyone else, for my own safety and privacy. Mainly safety. And again, I'm not here to point fingers at who is a predator. I am here to talk to other people that have been traumatized and tortured and victimized, and build us all up so we are survivors and overcomers, and we don't let bad situations get the better of us. So in December 2014, I did not know much about it at all. I did not know much about MKUltra programming, and I did not know to what extent my mind had been fractured, and to what extent I had been programmed. I just knew that I came from the DOMS, and I remembered the children I was trafficked with, the ones I was programmed with, the ones that when we grew up we were sent on assignments and missions. I really probably don't have the correct wording, or my wording sounds rough, but I'm doing the best I can with it to explain these things, because many of them sound fantastical. But something came over me, and I began drawing what was going on, but a feeling came over me. And I knew that something was really wrong, because here I am, I could not sleep. It was like I forgot how to sleep. I was lucky to see 2 hours solid. It was brutal. Eat, I was eating 1 meal a day. That was it. Oh boy, I fell to pieces. I couldn't even speak. I lost my speaking abilities. I would speak like a 3-4-year-old child just trying to learn how to talk for the first time. And that's the second time I lost my speaking abilities. The first time I was 6 years old, and my grandmother had to reteach me all over again how to speak. But that was when we got back, and this is going to sound fantastical. I don't care, I'm just going to tell the truth. That was when they brought us kids back from the SSP, and the things that I had seen while in the SSP, I lost my speaking abilities. So there I was, 40 years old, losing my speaking abilities again in December 2014, and I ran to Jonathan Cahn's ministry. I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't know what was going on. I just woke up. I didn't even know what words to look up to find out what was happening to me. So I'll say hello to everybody at the very end. Please forgive me, I'm not trying to ignore anyone. So I ran to Jonathan Cahn's. I probably scared him more than anything, but at that time I was scared. The realization of a rapture taught to me by a church, Baptist church in New Jersey, the realization of that's not going to happen. We're walking through it, guys. We're going through the Great Tribulation. We're carrying His gospel. He has a calling upon each of our lives. We've been called in our lives to do certain things for God, whatever it may be, and we need to follow His narrow path and get those things done and accomplished for Him. And taking up your cross isn't only about repenting. It's also about turning around and becoming a warrior and a soldier. and a child to our Creator and loving our Savior with all of our hearts. And bodies, minds, souls, being, existence, and might. Now, our Creator came in human form to die for all of our sins, resurrect and ascend to heaven so that we could too. He has a Holy Spirit that fills us and overflows us with His love and joy and insight and wisdom and intellect and knowledge and strength and power and authority in Yeshua's name. So where was I going? Anyway, something came over me, and I am not suicidal. I never have been. I've gotten very depressed, and who hasn't? And the best thing to do when someone's really depressed is get coping skills, get a hobby, get into something that's different, change. A little bit of change can go the whole distance. It really can. But at this particular time in December 2014, I'm waking up from MKUltra, and the electrocutions were then real. It wasn't inside my head, because at that point I'm looking at these kids, now turned adults like myself, who are talking about the very things that I remember. And I think to myself, watching these videos, how do these people know that? That's exactly what I remember. And the only way that they're going to know it is if they were there too. And the other, like, stunning truth shock to it is I recognize these people. I remember their names. I'm glad to see them alive. So, yeah, suicide programming kicked in. At that time in my life, no, I was on my electronic cigarette and using medicinal marijuana to make sure I stayed off of all of my pharmacia prescriptions, pain pills, anxiety pills, sleeping pills, you name it, pills, IBS pills, arthritic pills, fibromyalgia pills, migraine pills. I just got started with all the pills, high and low blood pressure pills, you name it, it was wrong with me. And I had a slew of allergies to medicines. Anyway, I don't want to get into the background of my medical history, but so at that time in my life, I was getting away from pharmacia, fighting tooth and nail to not only, I had gotten away, but the battle then was to stay away. And so I continued onward with that the best I could. I clutched onto my Holy Bible, and I talked to Abba the whole way through it, and I said, this is the best I can do to get off these pills. I want better for my life. But anyway, so in December 2014, something came over me, and like I said, I didn't really know what alters and program parts were. At that time, I thought it was just mood swings. Just mood swings. I could be on top of the world for months, and then, like, for a couple of weeks, boy, I'd be the saddest person on earth. And then I'd be running even keel again. But I just thought it was mood swings. But anyway, when I realized there's no rapture and things are like I'm waking up to everything, there was a programmed part of me that absolutely wanted to die. Not the core of me, not the whole of me, not the original Holly, not me as a whole. No, I'm not. I have no ill intention towards myself or others, no matter what situation. So this program part surfaced, and it was scared because it wanted to die. And it was scared because my heart at the time was beating out of my chest. This program part showed me the fear of not sleeping, and like the detrimental effects of not sleeping. And that was rock bottom. That was really rock bottom. I don't know how else to put it. It had nothing to do with prescriptions, drugs, substances, alcohol, nothing. Nothing. Not even caffeine at that point. Besides my electronic cigarette and medicinal marijuana, there was nothing else in my life at that point. But I was waking up to the reality around me and definitely trying to hang on. I felt like I was fighting the darkness inside my mind. And by that, I mean it was to the point that I would break down so much that I would put my fingers up to the pulse in my neck, and for every heartbeat that I would feel, I would think to myself, Yahweh's heartbeat, Yahweh's Holly Baglio, Yahweh's heartbeat, Yahweh's Holly Baglio, right? And I would sleep with my cat and dog in my dog's bed, because I thought if all dogs go to heaven and I'm with my dog and my cat in my dog's bed, then maybe Jesus will take me and my cat to heaven too, if we're all here together. He won't miss us. So suicide programming definitely kicked in, and I just wanted to die. I just wanted to close my eyes, and that would be it. So, of course, I run to Jonathan Kahn, and of course, I run to my attorney, and at that point on, I had a journey ahead of me to research and educate myself, and I'm a slow reader. I just want basically somebody to hand me the documents, and I'll read the documents, but to actually research and look up those documents on the internet, I feel at times I'm at a disadvantage. It's not my forte or gift. I have other gifts, though. Anyway, I had to find the will and strength to go on, the will and strength to get up in the morning, to have a cup of coffee, take a shower, eat. Get through that first, and then take the rest of the day for what it was. And my attorney has always been very strong and instrumental in my life, and my personal life, my professional life, you name it. And I'm really grateful for that pillar in my life. What else can I tell you? So, I mean, I'm not suicidal. I don't want to kill myself. How would I even do that? But I had that feeling where I just wanted to die. I don't have enough guts to do it, but boy. So I made it through that, and that took me about back then, I'm taking a wild guess, I would say a month, 2 months, because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand what I was going through and what was happening on the inside of my mind, and why I was having these Russia visions and thoughts and heightened emotions and feelings, and they were all dismal. They were despair. They were depressing. They just, it wasn't even a matter of giving up. There was a part of me, a programmed part, an altar, that just really wanted to die. That was it. So I dealt with that. And that had nothing to do with the guilt and shame and the embarrassment and humiliation. This is just focusing on the suicide programming. So just wait for all of those videos when I start talking about humiliation, embarrassment, guilt, and shame, and carrying that load, and how I can't forgive myself. And I just did. Through my days, all I do is repeat in my head over and over again all of my mistakes. Now that's destructive programming. We'll get into that. Give me a second, please. A moment. So in December 2014, I had to learn how to sleep again. I did take myself to the hospital. And that's definitely an interesting story. Looking back, I can laugh at it, but going through it, I was crying. Oh man, I was on my belly, kissing the ground, just crying through it. But looking back, I can laugh at myself, but it definitely, December 2014 definitely demonstrated what it's like for somebody to go through deprogramming of MKUltra by themselves and have no clue what the hell's going on with their minds. And praise be to Yud Hey Vav Hey, he was right there, and he's, the whole time he's saying, yes, get used to it, you're next super soldier. I told you there's things you got to get right, and this is one of them. And yes, you're going through a mind melt because of what they did to you in the dumbs. They rewired your brain. I got to reprogram you and rewire them and straighten them out the right way, kid. But Heavenly Abba has been there and will be there with me through this whole process. For me, it's not a 24-hour turnaround. For me, it's a process. So that's that. But if you fast forward to May 2020, I got to stop. Okay, let's rewind to May 31st, 2019. I was talking face-to-face with Russ Dizdar and Sherry Clausen, and I said, I really underestimated this MKUltra programming. I really underestimated it. And I just don't even know what to say. And I just left it at that. I mean, what can you really say? I underestimated it. I underestimated all these mastermind Nazi scientists that screwed with my brain. I underestimated them, and I'm not smarter than them, but I'm definitely a product of them. So, anyway, I spent time at a spiritual warfare workshop with Russ Dizdar, coach, and Tom Dunn and Sherry, and just a slew of other people that I absolutely love and adore so much. They're so wonderful. And I'm constantly watching them online too. While the trolls are busy picking on me, I'm getting trained by Russ Dizdar. Yeah, okay. I got it good. Praise be to Yud Hey Vav Hey for putting this opportunity in my life. I'm really grateful. And I can go at my own pace, which means I can speed up and slow down whenever I want. And right now I'm on slow, so I like it. But anyway, getting back to the destructive programming and the suicide programming. So May 2020 rolls around. I was heading for it. I thought I went through it once. I didn't. It was April and May 2019. So I'm not really good with dates. I do everything online. I never keep a hard copy of anything or write down times and dates. And when I do, remember, I keep all in my head. I got to stop doing that. So, what happened? Let's see. I got bounced around for a while. It made me angry. I had to deal with a lot of people meddling in my life, and the trolls still force themselves on me and meddle in my life, and it's just irritating. It's like, go mind your own business. Don't you have anything better to do than to worry about what I'm doing? Because I don't. Anyway, so I finally get here and settled down February. And I take a look around me. I'm like, oh my goodness, I made it. I'm back up on my feet. Abba's hand is in this. Abba's hand did this. Praise be to Yud Hey Vav Hey for Yeshua. Oh man, I've always had my own place. And to not have my own place totally sucked. Oh, are you kidding me? I have had my own place. I have had my own privacy. I have done my own thing since I was 18 years old. I am never giving up my independence, privacy, safety, standing on my own 2 feet, self-sufficient, do what I want, when I want, as I please. And of course, it's always going in the way of Yeshua because he's my golden bow and I'm his white hot silver arrow. But, oh boy, so I get here. I have a Lyme's disease flare-up for a month because I get bit by another tick and get the bullseye. So that turns into a fiasco. Following month, I have a death in the family. I'm really glad that I called home when I got home. Regardless. And I knew I was going to anyway. Oh, excuse me. So, and then, I pick myself up from all that. I start doing really good. And things start working out for me. I got a routine and things start getting done. And then the next thing I know, I'm getting all these weird dreams and visions. And I think to myself, and right then and there I should have said something to who I was around and whatnot. Guys, by the way, I'm going to pause. I'm stripping everybody's wrench. I do this every once in a while. I'm going to strip everybody's wrench and then redistribute them. So do not be alarmed. Do not get pissed. Do not take it personally. This is something I do. It's my channel. It has nothing to do with you guys, and it definitely has everything to do with me. So yes, it's not you, it's me. It's HTV. Blame it on HTV. But no, I do this every once in a while. The way that it got started were when I did start distributing wrenches in my chat room, there were a couple of issues and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? I see what's going on, and I love my friends so much, so I'm going to take it upon myself to take away the wrenches. And then, slowly, I'll redistribute them. And, so, when I got back on my channel of HTV, I kind of told the truth, but, I love my friends. And I really didn't want anybody to really know what was going on because I just love my friends and I want peace among all my friends regardless. They're my loved ones. So I came back on HTV and I said, listen guys, I'm going to strip you of all your wrenches and in like a couple weeks I'll give them back. So don't get mad. I'm doing this on my own accord. And everybody seemed to handle it well, and just so everybody knows, every once in a while, I strip everybody's wrenches. Don't take it personally. You know what? I know a lot of people online, and tides change and turn, and like I don't see those people for a while. I don't know what happens to their channels. I don't know. But so you come here and you don't have a wrench, don't get pissed. It's nothing against you. So getting back to this destructive programming. Oh, what happened? I started going along really well. Then I got these dreams and visions, and in the dreams and visions it was chaos. And I kept talking to Heavenly Abba, and I'm like, I see chaos in my head, Abba. I'm headed straight for a calamity, Abba, and there's nothing I can do about it, is there? And he's like, you know, of course there's always something you can do about it. But I should have spoke up right then and there to the people I was immediately around at the time. And I did not do that. That was a fault on my part, and I learned a valuable lesson. And had I said something, they would have known to see it coming and been like, whoa, all right, it's here. I see what's going on with her. Hang on a minute. Let me slow down and find out. Find out if I can slow her down a little bit. But anyway, what was happening here? I was having stress, and I was starting, my thought patterns started to think about, now some people say Satan's little voice and stuff like that. Now, yeah, I get it. And other people want to say a spiritual attack, and yeah, I get that. And sometimes these spiritual attacks are brought on specifically to remotely access our MKUltra programming. I get that too. And taking all of these things into consideration, of course, because you definitely don't want to leave your back door open. I also felt that it was the MKUltra programming rearing its head. Now, I had been shifting and bouncing around for so long that when I finally came in for a landing here in my own place, I was like, oh, wow. I got space and time and privacy. I'm by myself again. I don't have to bounce around. Oh my goodness, this is definitely a slice of heaven. So, of course, the MKUltra programming came out. The program parts came out. I then started to get involved in a lot of projects. So I was going like 15 hours a day online with the projects I was doing, plus the ministries I was keeping up with, or studying with and listening to, getting news reports. The rabbit holes I was falling down an easy 15 hours a day. And, I mean, I didn't have time for anything. Like, cooking was in the way of the things I was looking up online, and, you know, I definitely had my nose in the book, so to speak. But with all of that happening, it was like I went from, you know, survival mode to going all of a sudden 1,000 miles per hour with the projects and my research and studies. I had some turbulence along the way of a flare-up of Lyme's disease from the tick bite, a death in the family, the personal adjustments I was going through. And I was also keeping busy because I didn't want to keep having these negative thoughts of everything I had done wrong, no forgiveness for myself. So if there's no forgiveness for myself, then I have no future. If there's no future for me, then everything is dark and dismal, and why am I even here doing what I'm doing? There's no sense to it, no purpose for it. Why bother? And then, excuse me, and don't take this the wrong way, guys. Really, don't you dare do it, because if you do, I'll get pissed. I'm looking around and I'm looking at my loved ones. And I see them dealing with MKUltra deprogramming too. and I see them battling. My altars are recognizing their altars are recognizing my altars, and the next thing you know, between only 3 people, there is a party of 150. You know, I don't mean, excuse me, don't, but it's hard to see people that I've met and grown to love and appreciate their camaraderie and their prayers and their friendships and everything with them, like, go through all of that. It really pains me to see that. And then this time, I was going through it at the same time they're going through it. And it's like, wow. And I do apologize to people that I don't get back to. Please keep calling my attention to things really seriously. And I do apologize. It's just that when I go through stuff, I do draw back and withdraw. You wouldn't think it on YouTube because I tell everything on YouTube. But this is just a platform for my healing and recovery. It always has been. This is where I come. If I don't have here to go, then if I can't come here, then I've got nowhere to go. And I've said this to people, and they've always taken it out of context. And it's like, now listen, if I can't come here to HTV or to my ruminations and confessions, then I've got nowhere to go. Abba gave me these platforms so I can speak, hear myself talk, so I can write and read, and he gave me this. I really needed it. There was nobody out there at the time that I woke up, December 2014, in the state of New Jersey. There is nobody, no church, no medical doctor, no psychologist, psychiatrist, counselor, therapist, or otherwise that knows what SRA and DID and MKUltra is. And they're not allowed to talk about Jesus because of the red tape. Not to mention, if I have to educate them on what it is first that I am, if I have to tell them what SRA and DID and MKUltra is first, and what a dumb is, and what all this stuff is first, if I have to explain that to someone in the medical industry, then, or psychiatric industry, whatever, that's not help to me, because then I got to spend weeks educating you just so I can tell you my problem. That doesn't work for me. You know what? I'm going straight to Jesus. He understands it already, okay? He can educate me, and I can listen. So, and you can't talk about Jesus anyway, so you're useless to me, because the only curing and healing that can ever be found and done is through the blood of the Lamb, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. You can't do jack except write on a piece of paper and give me a pill. And then write on a different piece of paper and give me another appointment. That's what you can do. See, and to do that means I got to come back in another month, which means you're going to write on one piece of paper for a pill, another piece of paper for the appointment. And we're going to keep doing this behavior and this cycle over and over and over and over again. And I don't know, isn't there some famous quote that says, insanity is doing something over and over and over again, expecting a different result? I'm not mentally ill. I have a perfectly normal response to a very evil, disgusting, corrupt situation that I was exposed to for 37 years of my life. There's nothing wrong with me. And anybody that attacks me is only victimizing the victim again so they can feel better about themselves, or there's some sort of jealousy issue or underlying issue of why anybody would attack another person, especially if the other person is perceived to be the underdog, weaker, or inferior in some manner. But moving on, so the destructive programming, boy. That's when you throw caution to the wind. My thought pattern was really negative. I'm reliving in my head with this negative thought pattern all the bad things. So I dive deeper into work, and then my sales run out of steam, and all collapses. And I had taken like 2 weeks off from the internet. Well, first 3 days, and I'm like, you know what, this isn't enough. I need more time. I just need more time. I don't get breaks. I don't take breaks. Like a weekend to me, I'm here. I'm here. I'm at my station and at my post. Even if you don't think I'm here incognito, trust me. I'm always up to something online. Even when I'm out, I got my cell phone on me. So I can access everything that I want, when I want. But I don't know. So I tried to take like 2 weeks off in May. And still at the end of it, like I could tell that something was off and something was wrong. And I'm before Abba. And I'm like, you know, that calamity that you've been showing me dreams of, that's about to happen. Sure enough, something triggered me. There were a couple of things that triggered me. There was not only that movie with, what's his name, Vin Diesel. Oh, what was it? I can't remember. I saw that movie. Oh, I was triggered through that one. It just came out. It was, oh, you gotta see it. I did a video about it. And then, hang on a second. What are you doing, honey? What you doing, pretty girl? I love you. I love you, honey. There were some things in my personal life that were extremely triggering, and I should have addressed them right at the time, but I did not. Like an idiot. Then the MKUltra rears its ugly head. One of the projects I was working on was also very triggering. And I knew it would be. But the way that it triggered me, it was like not good. And then, forget it. I went out and I bought wine, and then I came back and proceeded to enjoy wine for a couple of days. Now, I know what you're going to say. But Holly, you know, drinking doesn't make the situation any better. No, it doesn't. And when I drink, I make every terrible decision there is to make, known to man. If there is something wrong, if there's something I can do wrong, I will, because it's wrong. And that's what drinking does to a person, right? I'm kidding. It's a joke. Bad one. So I get mouthy. I definitely get mouthy. So, of course. So I have these things going on in my mind, and I'm in a bad place in my mind, and I can't get unstuck from that bad place of my mind. I can't do anything about the dreams. I can't stop them, and the MKUltra is like on top of me. And at that point, I'm useless to the world anyway because I got that MKUltra feeling. So I'm shot. So the destructive programming kicks in, of course, and I proceed to mouth off. Usually my friends are like, okay, this is Holly. Just, my friends know how to talk to me and understand, okay, you're having a bad moment. You're in a bad place in your mind. I get it. It'll be okay, Holly. And it'll just, Holly, it's going to be okay. And I'm going to be praying for you. So I kind of indulged in wine, which definitely didn't make anything better. And then after I was done drinking the wine, I had a couple good days, and then the next thing I know, I plummet again. But this time when I plummet, it feels like my physical body is completely shutting down. On the inside, I'm looking at my body, like so what happened at that point, the MKUltra rears its head again, and on the inside, like I'm visualizing the inside of my body, and I just see my organs like shuddering, and I think to myself, oh no, I don't want to be in this part of my brain. I don't want the destructive and suicide programming to be in this area of my brain. You know, Yeshua, I welcome you into these parts. I welcome you in, and I pray over the programming I don't understand. I pray over the DNA. I pray over things I don't understand, and I pray for things that I have no idea what to pray for, about. Can you just please pray for me, Abba, because you know what needs to be done with me, and you know better than anyone right now. With the destructive programming, I push people away. Right off the bat, I push you away. I show you my ugly side, and that's the very thing I don't want you to see is my ugly side, but yet I show it to you, and I push people away, because then I have privacy, then what people can't see, and I put it up public this time. I usually don't anymore. I usually just shut my computer down completely. Like, no, actually what I do is I go hide on different, like, I have a lot of different profiles and platforms. So, like, when I still want to be on the computer but escape from everything, I'll go on different platforms and whatnot. So I'll still be doing what I'm doing, but I'm just on a different platform hanging out with a different set of people. But I just kind of get off the computer and I hide behind the screen because I don't want anybody to see the emotions that I go through. Because I cry. And because a lot of memories I really just don't want to talk about. I really don't see a need to talk about them. It's not going to, like, better anything. But anyway, I just felt like my organs were shutting down. I couldn't eat. Then I noticed I wasn't sleeping, and I thought, oh no, here we go. How did this happen? And I went before Abba, and I'm like, how did this happen? I'm like, I feel like death is warming over me. Like I'm fighting the darkness again. I don't want to live. What is going on, Abba? And I believe that it's not just that there was suicide programming put in me, or destructive programming put in me as a whole in general, but I think they put it in some of my programmed parts. And I'm completely humiliated and embarrassed to be talking about this with you guys right now, just so you know. Especially so soon after it happened. I sat here for days. I was running panels. I had my friends around me that helped me, that encouraged me, that sat here with me for 3 days. My sciatica kicked in. I couldn't walk. I needed help walking my dog, and I was too embarrassed to ask anyone. Except for my one friend that has Alzheimer's. He's older, and I didn't feel embarrassed to ask him because, like, he understands, like, flare-ups with arthritis and fibromyalgia and stuff, so, and I was in one. And, what else was happening to me at that time? I couldn't stop vomiting. I couldn't hold anything down. I felt like all of me was shutting down in May, like my physical body. I had terrible muscle spasms all through my body, and I just felt like my muscles and organs were shutting down. And it was definitely a humbling experience. You realize the preciousness and gentleness and fragileness of life. And it brought me to my knees. After that, the past couple of weeks now, this week and last week, I've been eating fine, I've been sleeping fine. I had severe panic and anxiety, and I used Dramamine for that anxiety and panic to keep me calm. And that probably also started helping me to eat, but I was drinking like these protein shakes and then like these vitamin shakes, plus I'm getting like these vitamin drinks, juice drinks, whatever, from the store, eating chicken noodle soup and stuff like that. But now, like, I've moved on to chicken and pasta, sometimes steak. It's a little too heavy for me right now, but I'm back to eating. I'm back to sleeping. Current day, today, June 10th. I am eating and sleeping just fine. The panic and anxiety attacks are gone. But I came out of that experience, and I'm probably really not explaining it that well, but I cried a lot. I got angry a lot. And then the after effects were just like embarrassment and shame and humiliation. And how do I move forward from this? And really facing some of my issues and problems and looking deep inside, and I really don't want to get into all of that. I'd be more than happy to do that in privacy, but publicly, you know, when you really look at yourself and you look so deep inside, you're like, wow, this is my problem, this is wrong. I don't like hearing this because maybe it's true. I don't like hearing that because it's definitely not true, but here's the things that are definitely weaknesses. And Abba, I'm having so many problems with these areas. I really need to rely on your power and your strength right now because I can't get out. I can't get out of this. I'm buried so deep, I can't get out. And I don't know how I keep getting buried this deep. And then my conversation with Abba went on to, wait a minute, am I looking at these, okay, so for the public and for my friends, this is new for you. Okay, it's not new for me, but I'm going to have to word it this way. I've seen all my altars already, but I haven't gotten to acquire their memories yet and reintegrate, and some of them I can see them, but we haven't gotten to talk yet. I don't know how else to say it, but I went on to say to Heavenly Abba, you know, are these altars, you know, the new ones? Well, the ones that I haven't spoken to yet, are they buried in so deep they feel like they can't get out? And now I have to go through this destructive programming and the suicide programming and deprogramming from all of this again with these T-I-E-R, these tier of altars and program parts. And it seems that that was definitely a situation. And then I talked to Heavenly Abba about the future and what it's going to be like in the future. And as it stands, I'm just going to continue to rely on his power and strength to get me through. A lot's changed since May, so the past 2 weeks. So I started training. This week I'm supposed to start an exercise routine, but the only exercise routine I'm doing is sunbathing and hiking. Anything possible to get outside of the house and in the sun is what I'm doing. This weather is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. If you think I'm sitting behind the computer any longer, I've been behind this computer 25/8 since 2014. I definitely need to get away. I'm not ignoring anybody, but I just got to get away. And I think the best way for me to serve Abba is to focus on my training with Russ Dizdar. And I am purposefully not falling down rabbit holes or anything like that, because there's going to be another catastrophe that comes around the corner pretty soon. And I kind of need to like restore and rejuvenate myself, because I fell down some massive rabbit holes with the COVID. That's another thing that was triggering, is this whole mask wearing. Are you kidding me? The mask. I want my mask. Oh boy. I don't know if the people in this in my own chat room have met mask, but I can tell you the UK and Scotland and a few other countries have met mask. So this whole mask thing, very triggering. You've got no idea. And then I can't breathe on top of it. Oh, forget it. Forget it. It's like playing banks and robbers. Or it's like playing bank robbers and cops, whatever. I'm grabbing my other soda. Suicide programming, like, they get into areas of your mind, you know how like you blink without thinking about it, you breathe without thinking about it. Well, they get into that area of your mind to program you with suicide programming. They program your mind to automatically start shutting down its organs and to make your heart stop beating. I'm sure there's other altars that know how to access that or have been programmed with that as well. So it's not just programmed in the core of me. And I dealt with the core of me back in December 2014 when I scared Jonathan Kahn. Hopefully we're friends now. I'd still like to be able to give him an apology. But I mention him because I look up to him and Mrs. Jonathan Kahn very much. I love their ministry. I look at them as being a positive impact upon my life. Their ministry, everything that I've seen Jonathan do, has been a positive impact upon my life and deprogramming and drawing me closer to Heavenly Abba. I have nothing but positive things to say about Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan Kahn. So anyway, life is definitely precious. So I'm trying to think, excuse me, if there's anything else that I need to add. I'm sure I could think, I'm sure when I end this video, I'll be like, oh man, I forgot to mention this incident and that incident to explain further what I was going through. Oh, I lost time. That was the other issue. I lost time. That doesn't happen. Really, that doesn't happen. That definitely was frightening. Because then I went back through my emails and my videos and I thought to myself, oh my God, I did that, I said that. What the was I? What? I said that to who? And I said what to who? Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I don't remember. I seriously do not remember. The last time that I lost track of time, when was that? No, not then. Not in 2019 at any time. Those people were driving me nuts though. They wanted more. Give me more. Give me more. It's like there is no more to give you. I'm sorry, I'm not like one of these other super soldiers that gets up there and has more and more and more and more to give you and like all of a sudden new information is uncovered. No, it's not like that. The last time I lost track of time. I remember talking to the SIIU team in 2015 and 2016. I think it was 2016. I was talking to them and I told the SIIU team, I was like, they asked me about missing time. I'm like, it happens like twice a year for like, a few days. I usually don't go anywhere. I'm definitely confined to my home, but I make a mess of things. I'll tell you that right now. I make a mess of everything. And they're like, no, that's okay. It's bad that you're missing time, but it's definitely very good that you're staying stationary. Because other people don't stay stationary. They go out and about. They have to wear Fitbits and certain monitors because they're, going out, and, that's very dangerous. At least, whatever's happening with you, obviously Abba has you in his hands because you don't go anywhere. You walk your dog, you stay by the house, you don't go anywhere. So that's good. I'm like, yeah, I know, it's very good. But it's not good that I make a mess of things. So, really, truthfully, the last time I had missing time, wow. $2015, to be honest, to look at every situation and to be honest, yeah, I'd say 2015, but it happened recently. So, anyway, what's my chat room doing? I'm sorry I haven't been in my chat room. I'm not trying to ignore you. Again, guys, these are my drawings that you see flipping through. I have more drawings, but I didn't put them up because if they have names in them, I can't give names. I really don't have permission, and it's better that I don't give names. The other thing is that I get accused of always talking about me, 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 me. I agree, but it's not because I'm self-centered or have an ego. It is definitely because the only topic I legally have any right and permission to speak about is myself and my experiences. And no one can take that away from me. I'm not going to allow someone to take that from me. Absolutely not. And I know a lot of people out there would love to see me off of YouTube, but I tell you again, it's not going to happen. In Yeshua's name, as Yudhe Vavhe is my witness, it's not going to happen. I've been here since 2014. I'm not going anywhere until Abba decides I go somewhere. And if I decide to leave YouTube, which I have been deciding to do for months now, it's only because I will be streaming from other platforms live. It's not because I'll be run off of YouTube. It's because I'll be on other platforms running live streams. Like D-Live, and you have stream it. Oh, geez, I have like lists of different platforms I'm on that I can stream from. I don't know the people that are haters, adversaries, and trolls that serve the darkness, that ride my coattails. What was I going to say about them? They're hitting me right now because they think it's a weak time in my life. But little do they really comprehend that this is one of the best times in my life. Are you kidding me? Wow. No, I'm grateful for this. I asked for this. I have my own place. I have my privacy. Nobody knows where I am, what I do, who I'm with in my private life. I keep my private life off of the internet. I usually practice that, but recently, sadly, I did not practice that, and I really need to make sure I practice that. So, I have freedom here. It's really nice to definitely be back up on my own feet again. And so I understand that, I definitely have my struggles set before me, but I just hope that I get through them and can give God all the glory that He deserves for getting me through them. Thanks for listening to me. I appreciate it, guys. A lot. So I hope that you guys have a really, really beautiful day. You know what I forgot to do? The most important thing of all. I want my HTV. I want it now, and I want it live. Okay, what's my chat room up to? Greta, I love you. Sue, I love you. Will be available, praying for you. I have the rough draft available. I need to pick you up and give you a Harley ride near the ocean. Right, Mr. Burns? I know. I'm going to the ocean. You'll see. Sue, I had the rough draft up on my webpage, but I don't know what they did with my webpage, but I have to have a conversation with them, I'll tell you that much. I anticipate in a week. I'm going to do it that way this time, because I released my autobiography back December 7th of 2019. I had it up for free. Everybody can read it. But it was unedited. And so I have the edited version now. When I send that off to the copyright office, and they have the payment, and I get the message they received everything, and here's my number, and da-da-da-da-da, and they have it, then I'm immediately going to turn around and slap it up online. I'm not going to wait 1 to 3 months for them to give me back the official copyrights, because once they have it in their office after that, it's already submitted to them, time and date stamped, that is my work. I submitted it. That's the edited version. So I don't know, in a week or two I'll have it up. And it'll be for free, and it'll be in a downloadable version on my website. And I will also get the drawings uploaded again to my website, since my website decided to take them down. But I appreciate it to the trolls out there that did not knock me off of my internet connection. That was very kind and nice of you for a change. I guess you really didn't like my angel wings when I was cooking my pasta dish the other day. Anyway, Paul, it's great to see you at work doing dusty jobs. It's creepy out there in public. I let people know they can take off their masks. Me too. Oh, boy, Paul, there's a store down the road from me, and the lady's like, anytime I'm here, you do not have to wear your mask. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. You have my business. So, what was I going to say? Oh, man, people are idiotic. Excuse me, I don't mean to put humanity down, but my hope is really small right now for humanity. Not my friends here, don't get me wrong. But people are still wearing their masks, driving around in their cars with their windows rolled up on hot days, and they're all by themselves over a dead virus that can't live on surfaces. You have to be injected with it, or now there's approximately, I think, 3,000 viruses that are living on your skin right now. If any one of them overgrows and overwhelms your system, then you will get sick with a virus. Or to catch a virus, you must be injected. So these people are wearing these masks. Oh my goodness, it's not, okay, there's a difference between the COVID-19 and a bacterial infection. Anyway, I don't get it. I don't get it myself. Hey, Hot, how are you? Lily, I love you. Greta, am I catching all of you? Ed Kurtz. Hi, Brian. I didn't see you yet. I was prescribed that at one point. Foggy, too. Psychotropic drugs. Oh, man. I quit Zoloft, cold turkey, for like a week. I felt like I was on a boat rocking back and forth. I felt like I couldn't think, that was for sure. But once I finally got past it, I felt so much better. I was suicidal in 2012. Gabapentin, really? It makes your brain foggy. Vitamin D definitely works. I am so sorry, Ed. Well, I'm glad that you're not addicted to alcohol. I have my issues with nicotine. I'm not going to lie. I'm praying for you, Ed. I remind myself that Abba has a future planned out for me, so don't give up. But it's like, I'm not suicidal anyway, but I get so depressed and these negative thoughts that I just want to die. Like, I can't take it anymore. I can't. And then I get that heartbreak feeling, and that feeling in the pit of my stomach. It's terrible. It drives me nuts. I think that's why I go out, like lately, often I go out for long rides. Like, I'll pick a place and I'll go out for long rides, and then I'll go adventuring, and then I'll come home, and it's like nice because I'm getting out there. And along the way, I get to, like, stop and visit my friends, too. But, being behind the computer day in, day out, and not having that human interaction, that definitely gets the better of a person. I miss working because of the fact that it got me out every single day. Hey, Chance, it's great to see you. My love to you and Amber. Shalom. I'm sending my love and prayers and positive feelings back to you too, Ed. Thank you. Nah, Yeshua is the one that gives me my dreams. He was forewarning me in my dreams of what was going to happen. I don't want his dreams and visions to stop. Plus, he's not going to take them from me. I've begged him on many occasions to take them from me, and he's not going to. There was only one occasion when I handed them over that he took them away, and that was to spare someone else's life. But then he ended up giving me back my dreams and visions. Hey, Brian, it's good to see you. I quit drinking back in 2011. It's went very well. I have no interest in this stuff anymore. Congratulations, Brian. Yeah, I've never been a drinker, Brian. Honestly, I've never been a drinker. At my own place, my own home, there was never a drop of liquor in it. Maybe on like a special occasion like New Year or something, or Thanksgiving. But other people, constantly with the alcohol. Constantly with the alcohol. And being around it constantly, I started to pick that up. But you won't find a drop of alcohol in my home now. But there have been times in my life that I have turned to using alcohol. And then I just stopped drinking. Like I said, I was never a drinker to begin with, but there have been times that I've used it for whatever reason. I know a woman that had really bad stomach pain, and all she did was drink, but she said that she wouldn't take the pain pills. She couldn't, so she drinks to alleviate the intestinal pain that she goes through every day. I was like, wow. You know what, hey, I'm not you, whatever. I'm not going to tell you how to manage your health or your pain, especially if you can't take pain pills and you have that kind of pain. You definitely have my prayers, that's for sure, because that intestinal pain is no joke. I can't tell you how many times I was put in the hospital for that intestinal pain. Getting back to my chat room, and then I'm going to get going. I hear that most professional helpers have no clue, and those who do are mostly handlers. Thank you, Lily. Self-forgiveness is so hard, especially because we were programmed to not tolerate our mistakes and flaws. I try to remember if God can forgive me, then I need to forgive myself. I try to do the same. Hey, Zero, it's good to see you. Amber K. Sweet Pea. It's great to see you, Amber. I hope you're doing well, Amber, and I'm really sorry about... Thank you for checking on me. I hope you're hanging in there and you and your loved ones are doing well, Amber, and I'm really sorry for Miss Effing Wonderful. Yeah, I get dropped in on by wonderful people myself all the time. But anyway... Dawn, it's great to see you. I love you, sweetheart. Delighted. Debbie. I love you guys. Shelly, it was great hanging out with you and Michael's today. Hey, George, how are you? Welcome. Paul, hi. Oh, boy, it's really great to see you guys. All right, so I wanted to, in the wake of the troll letter that I read yesterday, I think it just speaks for itself. Like, and by the time I got done reading it, I'm like, I don't even want to answer back to the letter. It's just not even worth my time. No wonder why I block and delete the troll comments. Are you kidding me? I'm not, there's nothing fruitful to be had with any of this. But thanks for ripping me apart. You did a fantastic job. Boy, you really paid attention to every detail, dotted every I, crossed every T. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. It was great to see you. I love you very much. And I will talk to you guys later, okay? Have a beautiful day.